There are many mysteries in life, like which came first, the chicken or the egg, or are we human or are we dancer? We may never know. But some mysteries are just begging to be solved. All we need are a few more sleuths on the case. Put on your investigation pants. It's the greatest unsolved mysteries of ancient history. Part marshland, part urban city, Thonis Heraklion acted as ancient Egypt's port city to the Mediterranean. Sometime before 800 CE, the city disappeared, and Thonis Heraklion became lost to time. Some believed it may have never even truly existed. Those who thought the city may have been a myth were proven wrong when it floated back onto the map in the early 2000s, when its ruins were discovered under the sea off the coast of Egypt. The entire city was buried underwater, and divers uncovered bridges, 16-foot statues, animal sarcophagi, ruins of temples, shards of pottery, coins, jewelry, oil lamps, and more. Archaeologists believe that the once bustling city ended up beneath the Mediterranean Sea as a result of the slow caving in of the soil, possibly triggered by an earthquake or rising sea levels. Anything is possible, but our money is on soil liquefaction, aka quicksand. Immense stone jars dating back to the Iron Age litter the plains of a remote mountainous area of Laos, and no one knows why they're there. These aren't just ordinary little cookie jars. The largest ones range in size up to 10 feet tall, weighing around 32 tons. They are separated into 90 different, seemingly random groups, ranging in number from 1 to more than 400 jars. Bones and other human remains surround the area of the jars, leading some researchers to believe it had been a burial site for an ancient civilization that would first leave corpses to partially decompose in the jars, then bury their bones in the ground. However, locals have their own theories. Some believe that the jars were used to brew rice wine to be drunk by giants when celebrating victories against their enemies. Archaeological research in the area has been difficult to maintain over the years due to the use of cluster bombs by the US military during the Vietnam War, which destroyed some jars and left behind undetonated bombs, making the area extremely dangerous. Today, researchers and tourists are only able to visit a small number of sections of the plain deemed safe. Something is hiding in the waters off Rio de Janeiro. At the bottom of Guanabara Bay lies hundreds of barnacle-covered amphoras, ancient jars commonly carried by Roman ships in the 2nd century BCE, and discovered by Robert Marx in 1982. So what are a bunch of ancient Roman jars doing in Brazil when the first known Europeans to make their way there didn't show up until the late 1500s? This is a good question that Brazil doesn't seem eager to answer. The Brazilian Navy closed the bay to underwater explorers, charged Marx with contraband of the objects he discovered, and issued a government order to prohibit him from entering the country again. Although Brazil claims this was meant to deter looters, some think that they didn't want Roman-era artifacts to be found, as it would mean that the Portuguese weren't the first Europeans to reach Brazil. Some researchers suspect there could be an entire Roman vessel shipwrecked in the depths of the bay, but we don't think we'll be seeing that anytime soon. Move over, crop circles. It's the Nazca Lines. This collection of geoglyphs is located on the Peruvian coastal plain. The designs etched into the ground spanned more than 185,000 acres. They are made up of over 1,000 geometric designs and straight lines, some stretching over 12 miles long, about 70 shapes of flora and fauna that measure up to 1,200 feet, and even a humanoid figure nicknamed the astronaut. The lines are believed to have been created by the ancient Nazca culture in South America starting around 500 BCE, though researchers don't know exactly why they created them. In 2018, archaeologists began using drones to survey the site from above in hopes they can learn more. Everyone knows where Cleopatra was between 69 to 30 BCE, but does anyone know where she is now? The location of Cleopatra's tomb remains a mystery to this day. Some believe she was buried in Alexandria, where she was born and ruled, but the city was nearly leveled by a tsunami in 365 CE, so it's tough to say for certain she's still there. Others believe she was buried on the Nile Delta, in the Temple of Taposiris Magna, where 2 mummies covered in the gold leaf of high-status individuals from Cleopatra's time were uncovered, though researchers can't tell for certain who exactly the mummies were. These findings point to a big ol' maybe. Researchers are only certain of one thing. They can't definitively say it's the tomb of Cleopatra. In Cusco, Peru, lies a structure so large and architecturally advanced, it's a mystery as to how the Incas were able to build it way back in 1438. The Sacsayhuaman citadel was a fortified hilltop complex created by stacking stones that fit so perfectly together they didn't even need to use mortar. The blocks were finally cut into polyhedrons using nothing more than bronze tools and harder stones. Then the stones, many weighing over 100 tons, were moved into place through the manual labor of as many as 20,000 builders. Even more impressively, the Incas made sure that the blocks interlocked and the terraced walls surrounding the main plaza were sloped to ensure the structure would be resistant to earthquakes. To replicate this construction today, the technique would still be immensely difficult, even with modern technology. So the mystery remains. How the heck were they able to do that? In 1912, rare book dealer Wilfred Voynich purchased a mysterious manuscript written in indecipherable code. The voynich manuscript is believed to have been written at the end of the 15th century in an unknown language and features elaborate drawings of plants and constellations not known to exist. Believed to be a magical or scientific text, the manuscript is split into 6 sections based on the content of its drawings of botanicals, astrological and astronomical, biological, cosmological, pharmaceutical images, and many continuous pages of text. To this day, the language, author, meaning, and purpose of the book remain unknown. Underwater Stonehenge, rock formation Atlantis, just a naturally occurring pile of plain old rocks? No one can decide just what or why the Yonaguni Monument is. The Yonaguni Monument is an underwater rock formation that was discovered in the 1980s near Yonaguni Island off the coast of Japan. It is 165 feet long and 65 feet wide, with some reports of carvings and nearby formations that suggest it may have been part of a now submerged ancient city. Some experts believe it is the remnants of a city sunk in an earthquake 2,000 years ago. Others say it's common geology for sandstones, particularly ones found in areas with lots of tectonic activity. And others believe it could be the remnants of Mu, a fabled lost Pacific continent. Details of the rock formation have convinced some researchers of human involvement in the creation of the Yonaguni Monument. However, scientists can't point to a single explanation that they agree on. A massive geoglyph shaped like a candelabra is carved 2 feet deep into the side of a hill on the Paracas Peninsula in Peru. The geoglyph stretches 600 feet in length and can be seen from the air and from sea. The candelabra is made in the same style as Peru's famous Nazca lines. Ancient pottery found near the geoglyph dates the area back to 200 BC, indicating the era that the Paracas culture populated the area. However, it is unknown if that time frame also corresponds to the creation of the candelabra. Researchers are unsure of the original purpose of the geoglyph. Some believe it was used for navigational purposes. Others hold theories that it was built by pirates or the 19th century Peruvian hero José de San Martin. Wow, lots to unpack here. Whole lot of unknowns. Did we leave off something that no one knows the answer to? Let us know what you know in the comments. That's enough sleuthing for now. Go ahead and loosen the top button on your investigation pants. Maybe slip on something more comfortable, like detective sweats. We'll see you next time, you sleuth you.